Hello everyone, my name is Adrian from Keystyle Properties, and today we're going to be talking about coronavirus and the latest updates from the government, things that you can do and you can't do, and basically a general idea, because of course not everyone speaks Spanish, so when all the news comes in it's difficult to translate and to get all the information across to many of the people who are over in Spain, either holiday or full-time residents. So I'm just going to give a quick update on everything really, and hopefully clear a lot of the things in the air at the moment. So as you can see, I'm out and about. The reason I'm out and about is because I'm walking my dog. Now the reason that you can go out, or the only reason that you should be going out at the moment, is to walk your dog. It should only be one person at a time. You shouldn't be going out in groups or in families or with your kids on a bike ride or anything like that. That leads me to the next point. Now, at the moment, the government are cracking down on this lockdown. This means that anyone out without an official reason, either going to work or walking their dog, taking the rubbish out, or going to the supermarket, they can be fined, and it has started already. You've probably seen a lot of the photos that have been out and about already. There have been people on bikes cycling with all their cycling gear on, and they have been caught and they have been fined. The fines are ranging from 600 all the way up to, I think, 30,000. I think it's a bit steep, but there have been cases in Murcia where they've started to arrest people already and can face up to a year in prison. So they are taking it very, very seriously. So we want to make sure that you guys do not get caught up in this. So if you are going out, you should be with a dog, one. You should be either going to the supermarket or to work or taking out the rubbish, and that is it. That is the only reason that you should be going out in this whole lockdown at the moment, okay? On to the next thing, supermarkets. So the supermarkets will continue to stay open. Now this does not mean that you need to rush off and go stockpile with a load of things. They will stay open. They've got a lot of food coming in every single day, a lot of products, so do not worry. They are taking extra measures, so they're adding security to the supermarkets, and a lot of the supermarkets I've seen in the smaller towns, they're making queues where you have to stand more than a meter away from other customers. So I think that's a very good idea, and that's the main idea that we're trying to get. If you're going out, stay away from people. So supermarkets will be open, so do not worry about that. You don't have to go and stockpile or anything like that. The next thing, that's with the supermarkets going out. So, of course, the coronavirus, it has taken Spain by storm, and a lot of people didn't realise how quickly it would expand. Now, what you've got to remember, this isn't a holiday. A lot of people are thinking this is a 2-week holiday. That is not the case. So a lot of the people from Madrid, for example, they've got the chance of visiting, or they thought they could visit the coast for those 2 weeks and ride it out. Unfortunately, that is not the best situation, because now we have had cases down on the coast of Murcia, Los Alcázares, San Javier, San Pedro, where a lot of people from Madrid are coming down, and unfortunately they've been admitted into hospital. Again, it's not a good idea to travel at this time. Which goes on to the next point, traveling back home or traveling back to Spain. The flights are still around at the moment, so there are flights. However, what you have to be very, very careful of course, getting trapped in a different country. So there are flights. I know Alicante are still flying some, and Corvera Airport, they are still flying some as well. But you just have to make sure that they are going ahead. Now, of course, the prices have been jacked up big time. I've seen flights from 30 euros a week ago all the way up to 400 euros. So, in my opinion, it's not a good idea to fly. You know, you're gonna get stung with a very, very high bill. If it is essential that you have to fly back, then okay, there's something that you have to do and get it done. But please be careful when you are flying. Wash your hands. If you want to make or have extra protection, you can get a face mask, wear gloves, but the best thing to do is literally wash your hands. Right, on to the next thing. I had a whole list that I wanted to get through. Okay, workers. What you might have seen is some people working today. Now, of course, we are on Monday. It is, what's the time now? 10 o'clock, and the 16th of March 2020. There are people still working. Now, the main reason for this is some people don't come in contact with the public. So they are able to work. However, it has been recommended that that you don't go to work if you are in contact with people. So, for example, builders, if you have to talk with other builders and get work done, it would be highly recommended just to avoid any people over the next couple of weeks. The other thing that the government has also mentioned, hairdressers can stay open. Now, I asked my wife about this, like why would the president do something like this? It is mainly to do with health concerns for the elderly who can't really wash themselves. I'm a bit confused about it, but that's basically it. It's all to do with health reasons. So hairdressers can stay open, as well as supermarkets and pharmacies. All the other workers are advised not to go into work. If it is office work, then you can do work from home over the internet and things like that. But the government have basically said just stay at home, try and get work done at home. Right, the next thing was self-employment. Now, of course, I'm self-employed here in Spain, and a lot of people are concerned about what is going to be happening with self-employment. So the government have put something out. I'm translating it today, and I'm going to try and get it onto our website. Good question, Rob. I'll try and get that sorted in a second. So what's going on with self-employment at the moment? They are trying to push back the tax date where you have to pay your taxes. I've got a document that was sent to me yesterday, and I've got Sammy in the background not wanting to move at the moment. So the document, I'm going to try and get it translated today, but it's basically a guide of what to do to get access to this system where the tax is basically pushed back on the date. So I'll try and get this onto our website, onto Facebook, so you can share it. At the moment, the document is in Spanish. I will be able to upload it in Spanish, but I want to try and get it translated for anyone who doesn't speak Spanish and wants to know what's going on with the self-employment. I'll be able to sort that out. And Rob Cook, thank you for the question. Security on the resorts. Security is still going ahead. There has been no confirmed or confirmation that security will be stopping. So the security will still be going ahead. Now, one thing you might have noticed is a lot more police presence around. Now, of course, they are basically observing. They are monitoring the people who are out. So the security at the moment, they are working with the local police and Guardia Civil, and they are basically stopping anyone. I'm sure you will probably know a lot of the security on there, so they'll just advise you to go home. But if it is police or Guardia Civil, they will stop you, ask you for your reason, and if it is not good enough, well, you'll be fined on the spot. So be very careful about that. But yes, security on the resort is still okay. I know they'll be taking the safety measures to protect themselves from people coming in and out of the resort. And by the way, people, if you've got any questions, feel free to ask them. I've been watching the news over the last 3 days, so I'm trying to keep up to date, trying, but it is difficult to follow everything. We have a flight from Corvera on Saturday. We'll be able to get a taxi there. Unfortunately, taxis are around, but I don't think they're going to be working from Corvera Airport. Now, I will do a bit of research on that, but I believe that most flights at the moment, they are cancelled for coming into Spain. It depends on where you are coming from, but most of the taxi services, they're working with the hospitals at the moment. I've seen a lot of the taxi drivers on the news that they are giving free rides to people going and coming back from the hospitals. So they are around. Maybe you can ring the companies. There's 2 companies that we always recommend. It's the ones in Roldan, the ones in Balsicas. So you can always give them a ring, see if they are operating, and book would be my highest recommendation. But if you're asking for lifts and everything like that, that is not good enough reason to be out and about. And if you are caught by the police, they will fine you. So if you're taking people to the airport, that is not a good enough reason. So you have to be very, very careful with that, okay? Thank you, Martin, for that question. Again, if you've got any other questions, please feel free to ask, okay? Right, the next thing was, of course, we are 14 days into lockdown, okay? So if you have a dog, brilliant, get out, but only do the necessary amounts. Now, of course, I've been out here for about 7-8 minutes now, so I should be getting back in, but I just wanted to give you all this information, and it's very difficult with a crying baby at home. So, right, the basic things is walk your dog, get the rubbish out. That's the only reason that you should be going out of the house and walking. Right, the next thing what was on my list was so every night, of course, Spain being such an amazing country, they really, really support all of their workers in the healthcare units, the police, Guardia Civil. So everyone at the moment, 8 p.m. every single night, they are going out into their balconies and they are cheering, they are clapping. So if you are in a local town and you have got a balcony onto the main street, this is something that I think is very uplifting. It gives morale to the country, to the people. So I think it's something that should be done, definitely. If you're in a town, I'm going to be doing it here on the resort. So if you hear me, I'm sorry for my neighbours, but I'll be clapping and singing along there. But I think it's something that should be done, just to boost morale, and especially to show your support for the local workers in the hospitals, in the medical centres, police, firemen, etc., etc. For the moment, I think that is it. Now, again, if you've got any other questions, you can pop your comment on here and I'll be replying to them via message or comments. So if you do have any questions. Now, the one thing I wanted to do with this video is basically clear up a lot of different things. Yes, he hasn't gone for a poo yet. Still waiting. But the main reason that I wanted to do this video is just basically update everyone. Of course, a lot of people are worried about what's going on. What can they do, what can't they do? So I just wanted to give a quick update because maybe you've read some things and some things have contradicted it. So always do your research is what I would recommend. Have a look online. Don't just go off for that first post. There was actually one post that I want to debunk here actually. There's one post where it says about drinking warm water can actually get rid of the coronavirus and something like that. That has been debunked. I'm not saying don't drink water. Definitely drink water. That is a plus. But warm water cannot get rid of the coronavirus. So please don't think that that's going to keep you safe, okay? So do your research. Make sure you know what you're talking about before spreading any of this. And a quick rundown: if you're going out, make sure you've got a dog with you. Do not go out on your bikes and go for nice walks in the countryside with your kids. Don't do any of that, okay? Stay inside, stay safe. We've got the next 15 days to look out for, and I'll be trying to update as much as I can. But for the moment, guys, that is everything from myself here on Corvera, from Sammy as well. Thank you very much. Remember, if you want to share this with any of your friends, thank you. Really appreciate getting the message out, okay? Bye, guys.